fun at first, but it soon becomes a grind that is about as much fun as being kicked in the head. Plus, the people I know who play this game all the time don't have any real friends. Oh my dear, dear sweet summer child, if you thought World of Warcraft was a grind, and as for no real friends, like, I mean, I have tons of friends, like they're all over the place. Like, I mean, right, y'all, like, I've got lots of friends.
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
World of Warcraft launched in 2004, almost 2 decades ago, long enough ago that we sometimes forget just what people thought of the game at launch. We're not here to just sing the praises of the game that has amassed millions upon millions of players, launched 9 expansions, spanned continents, and managed to grow large enough that people love to hate it. But what about the hipster haters? The gaming fans that were the first to the Well of Salt. Players who jumped on the hate bandwagon before Battle of Azeroth, before even Activision. Let's take a look at some of the 1-star reviews from early on in World of Warcraft's lifespan. I'm a huge fan of the Warcraft series and all of Blizzard's other work, but this killed part of my soul. I mean, what is the appeal? We run out and do the same quest with a different name over and over, and then Blizzard releases an expansion, and we do it all over again. Man, that was in 2007 when there had been 1 expansion for World of Warcraft, and they were already upset at this cycle of renewing the same thing over again. I wonder if they ever came back to the game. Ignore all the hype. Don't let the Burning Crusade nonsense lure you into World of Warcraft. What's billed as an MMORPG is dull, repetitive, unrewarding, and downright irritating pile of bugs and other nasty things, which I don't have the right word for yet. Yet, you wrote a novel for this review. Where were the rest of the words in the fucking thesaurus? After playing WoW for a short while, I discovered the whole game was based around waiting. Wait to log in, wait in queue, wait while riding a hippogriff, wait for a boat, wait while on the boat, wait on another griffin, wait while walking to your intended destination. 2 hours later, you play in what's a very waiting style of gameplay. I mean, it's kind of funny looking back at these reviews that are talking about waiting as an issue in World of Warcraft, especially if you played games before like EverQuest, where it was more like Everwait, especially early on. I mean, everyone who's played that game in the very beginning, they know how long it took for those damn boats to either take you to Iceclad or take you over to like Fadeware or somewhere else. And then usually you'd fall asleep and you forget the boat was there, and then you get so pissed off and you'd go in, and maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just reliving my waiting experience. We're talking about WoW. Blizzard has mastered the genre of addiction, giving very small pleasure for large amounts of pain. You know, I wanted to separate this last part because it's really true, right? Like, that's kind of what a lot of MMOs are. These peaks of pleasure with these deep valleys of boredom and repetitiveness, and you're kind of just working towards those peaks. You don't really notice that you're in the valley because you're remembering the last peak. It's kind of a sad state of affairs, isn't it? Uh-oh. Did I just get a realization about the genre that I love? No. Let's not dig too deep into that. I have therapy for other things. No one should play this game. It is a waste of time, and once you hit max, it is unbearable to play and just takes way too much time. And everyone hates hunters, even though hunters are by far the hardest class to win in PvP. I have a feeling someone was salty.
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
This game turns you into a mindless drone intent on leveling up for hours upon hours a day. Read literally all day. It steals your friends from you. If you plan on not having a life, this is the game from you. hey, it's not all day. At this point, I'm in my 30s. I can't afford to spend all day playing an MMORPG and grinding, okay? I limit it to like 6 or 8 hours or maybe 12, you know? Like, it really just depends. But hold on, let's see. Did this former Dark Age of Camelot player get it all the way back in 2005? This game is overhyped and overrated. It was fun for a week, but then it got pretty boring and repetitive, and it barely deserves the MMORPG tag. Oh no. PvP is useless since there's no reward for doing it. You can gank as much as you like, but in the end, you get nothing for it. I mean, isn't the reward of ganking the lifelong trauma that you inflict on others? Like, that's what I thought it was supposed to be. Hunting for crappy +1 items gets boring really fast too, so that leaves nothing to do. I mean, that's kind of like the whole point of vertical progression MMOs. I come from DAOC, and it had excellent PvP RVR system apart from the awful unbalancedness in the end. But still, Blizzard should have taken a lesson from DAOC, how to do awesome PvP system and keep it interesting. I kind of actually agree here, because I think it would have been really interesting to see what would have happened in World of Warcraft if there had been 3 different PvP factions. Would it have created something a bit more interesting and a bit more balanced? I mean, you've seen a lot of games recently like ESO and Guild Wars 2 all kind of going this route of having 3 different factions, kind of following in this with the footsteps, but that normally comes with a sort of world versus world PvP style event, which didn't really happen in World of Warcraft. Still, and from a lore perspective, I would have loved to see Thrall like go off and make his own, his own horde. I love Thrall. The book on Thrall was like one of the best books I've ever read. Maybe not the best books I've ever read, one of the best video game books I've ever read. End gamers from older, real MMORPG games find it not challenging and too arcade in the end. Okay, so this is like a pet peeve of mine. The real fan, the real gamer, the whole real anything. Just let people enjoy things. Don't gatekeep things. Let them enjoy whatever they enjoy. It doesn't actually hurt you to let them enjoy it. It doesn't diminish what you are playing. It doesn't diminish you. It's okay for people to enjoy things. You don't have to try and gatekeep a fandom or a video game. It's okay. Stay away from this. So, countdown for cancellation can begin. It's a long countdown. I wonder if they're still counting. So of course, there is no way that these commenters in 2005, even 2007, could have known what was going to happen with World of Warcraft. Know that it's going to become this behemoth that it was, that would spawn clones of the game and even create an entire decade where MMORPGs basically just tried to copy it because it had done so well and basically redefined the MMORPG genre. But there were some fans. There were some fans that were smitten very, very early. And I want to highlight some of those reviews as well to end this out. When playing the beta, one can see that this game is a real winner. It's legendary, very addictive, too fun. And finally, this comment a mere 6 days after WoW launch. Probably a player who had played the beta, but still only 6 days after the game had launched. There is something hardly ever mentioned in game reviews and nearly never given the credit it deserves. Playability. There is something about the style of this game, the art, the combat, the quests, the community, something that makes you want to keep playing it, something that makes you never bored while playing it, something that tells you 6 months from now, you'll still be playing it. That is what makes great games. And in a genre where they rarely appear, it is wonderful to finally have one. That is the kind of love for an MMORPG, which is part of why I made this channel, because I loved MMORPGs, and I know you do too. That is what connects us. That is the bond we have, whether we play World of Warcraft, EverQuest, Star Wars Galaxies, Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 2, or whatever, as long as it's not Diablo Immortal. As long as we're bound in this connection of the shared worlds that we inhabited and loved for many different reasons. Sometimes the social things, sometimes gameplay, sometimes the cycle of achievement. There are so many things that unite players about MMORPGs, and that's what I love to see in these old reviews. I go to the 1-star reviews first because it's funny. You know, it's interesting to see the reactions of people to games early on. I actually did a video of this on EverQuest, my favorite MMO, which you can find here if you want to take a look and see what they had to say. But I always want to end on these videos with a positive review for a game that was beloved by so many. My name is Redbird Flynn. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day in whatever MMORPG world or RPG world you inhabit today.